lightsaber than two lightsabers any day of the week. Hey, everybody, welcome. It's Monday night. Time for another MCU Mondays. We are so glad that you're here. I don't see my chat thing. Maybe are we on?
Yes, we are.
There we are. There's my chat thing. That's what I'm looking for. And I hear my phone going off. So yes, we are live. Everything's hunky dory. We seem to be flying right along. I am your host, David. Welcome. We're glad you joined us again on this Monday night. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
I'm fine. We're planning on going to see Planet of the Apes this weekend, the newest film.
Oh.
And so
nice.
I decided, because I could find it, which I thought was a miracle, to watch the original 1968 Charlton Heston one to see if I remembered it correctly, because I was just a kid when it came out. But yeah, it was odd. Still good, but it was
odd.
The
music in that is makes it odd. Just that weird
special effects. The first probably 15 minutes, the special effects, I was just like, oh Lord have mercy. But I was always impressed with the ape. It's not makeup. It's
costumes.
It's a mask.
Yeah.
Still holds up.
The mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even from 1968.
I like the hierarchy. I love the way that they do things there, to where basically you have the you had the orangutans that were more like the spiritual leaders, and then you had the chimpanzees, which were the science, and then you had the gorillas, which were more the soldiers and warriors.
And then I watched the it's either 90 or 91 Tim Burton
with Mark Wahlberg.
2001, I'm pretty sure.
Was it that?
Oh, I thought it was 90.
No, it wasn't a 90.
I want to say
no. It was because it was
it 2000.
It might have been because it was post Mortal Kombat. Because the guy that played the no.
Well, at any rate, I watched that one today, and then so tonight and tomorrow I will be watching the newer 3 to be prepared for.
The Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
and then Dawn
of the Planet, and then War of the Planet of the Apes, and now Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, pretty excited to see that. And my son wants to go see Furiosa, which I was surprised because normally he doesn't like going to movies with me. But mainly because I go to superhero and he's not into that. I do go to other stuff, but he was like, oh, for my birthday, can we go see Furiosa? And I think my jaw just dropped on the floor. And I was like, you mean Mad Max? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. So we're gonna go see that.
I had no desire. I saw the original 3 Mad Max and Beyond Thunderdome, or not the Road Warrior, and then Beyond Thunderdome. Which the Road Warrior, I didn't even realize. I saw something about this the other day. In that movie, Mel Gibson only had like 16 lines in that entire movie, and 2 of those lines were something about I need gas, or I can help you get gas, or something like that. I mean, it was just like, wow, he really didn't do anything. But I think that was my favorite of the 3. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Thunderdome. I especially liked when he went back to the kids. The whole Tina Turner was amazing in that movie. Loved her role in that, and then them running the whole city on the pig crap and everything. And who run Body Town? Master Blaster run Body Town.
Yeah, I plan on rewatching all of those before we go see Furiosa.
But those last 2 really had a lot of good solid quotes. Just walk away. We won't chase you. Just walk away. All we want is your gas. Just walk away. Awesome. Anyway, Also with us tonight, by the way, is Andrew. Andrew, how are you this evening?
Doing good. Just living life.
Now, the reason we were talking about movies is we had this past weekend on Saturday was May 4th, so it was Star Wars Day. Now, for those of you that don't know about the Star Wars Day thing, usually the first Saturday in May is Free Comic Book Day, which I went and got my free comic books, and I actually picked up a couple of back issues of X-23, and one of the back issues had a Stan Lee variant cover because it was released like right after he died, so it had a R.I.P. Stan Lee on the front. It was really cool. But the other thing that I got, and I sent this to Debbie, and she knows, and I was all kinds of excited about it because I found it for. It's probably not a very sought after comic book, but I got it anyway. It's the Mighty Thor number 411, and the only reason that issue stuck out to me, and this was just going through like their box, and it was like all of these in here are like $1.50, and I was like, oh sweet, and so I'm digging through the box, and I find Mighty Thor 411, and I was like. I think I know this one because the only thing on the cover of the Mighty Thor 411 is the Juggernaut. And I was like, I think this is right. So I had to go back and watch Deadpool 2. And in Deadpool 2, when Juggernaut first makes his appearance, hi, Devin, and Shaggy's Gaming Zone. But when Juggernaut makes his first appearance, Deadpool says something along the lines of, Juggernaut, oh, I've got everything from you. I loved you. And one of the issues of the comic books that he mentions with Juggernaut on the cover was the Mighty Thor 411, which I now own that comic book. It means absolutely nothing other than that particular issue was mentioned in a movie. There's nothing special about it. It was just that issue was mentioned in a movie.
Not even gonna read it.
No, I did. I read it. Don't get me wrong. I read it. Oh. It was good. But so I got a really cool comic book in the meantime, and I got some really good. I got some pretty cool X-23 comics. Got a bunch of good stuff for the free comic book. I haven't read all the free comic books yet, but I've read 2 or 3 of them. There's some good stuff coming out. So always excited. But also, since it was May the 4th, we went to see, I think all 3 of us went to go see Star Wars Episode 1, which was released special for this weekend. And funny enough, usually Luke and I go see a Marvel movie because there's usually a Marvel movie that opens on the first weekend in May. And there wasn't one this year. So we got to actually go watch Star Wars. We were all kinds of excited about that. Except for Luke. Luke didn't want to go see it, which was very odd. But I made a day of it with the boys, and I've got to tell this story because my wife thought it was the funniest thing ever, and I'll just share with you. So I took the boys. We left early in the morning. We went to go to some garage sales. We went to the free comic book day. We got some Legos. We did a whole bunch of stuff, right? Well, all of that being said, Sam did not take a nap. I was like, I'm just going to keep him up. He's not going to take a nap. He'll be fine. Other than the fact that he'll be bouncing off the walls later on this evening, but he'll be fine. So we get into Star Wars, and Luke decided he didn't want to go see it because Episode 1 was the most boring of all the movies, and he doesn't want to go see that one. So I ran him by home.
Blasphemy.
All right. Yeah.
Get him out of here.
I ran him back home, and I said, fine, you stay at home, and I'll take Sam, and I'll save me the price of a ticket. We go to the theater. We're sitting down. We're watching, and about halfway through the movie, Sam says, Daddy, I've got to go potty. And I said, well, you make that face, and I'm looking at it going, I've seen the movie before. I'm not worried about missing a few minutes because I could probably sit here and quote it. And we left and went to the potty. And we got back, and we sat there for another 10 or 15 minutes, and he was looking at me, and he was just grinning. He had this dumb grin on his face, and I was like, what do you want? He goes, I need to go to the potty again. And I was like, all right. So we ran back out, went to the potty, came back in, and sat down. And like 2 or 3 minutes later, I just hear him go, and I thought he was joking. And I poked him, and I'm like, stop that! People are trying to watch the movie. And I'm sitting there watching the movie, and the next thing I feel is his head just up on me, and he's just doing like this. And I was like, oh, because the seats are all like recliners and everything. So fell asleep. He fell asleep probably about the time that they came in and announced that Palpatine had been nominated for Supreme Chancellor.
Mm.
And he slept not only all the way through the movie, but all the way through the credits, because there's a post-credit scene kind of in episode 1. And I don't know, did you know about this, Debbie? If you watch all the way to the very,
We didn't stay for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about the Acolyte?
You didn't stay for the Acolyte?
Mm.
Oh, so okay,
Oh.
so and that's
I
not
watched it out on TikTok when I got home. So
besides the fact that they had like a 10-minute clip from the Acolyte, which was really cool, but also at the very, very end of the credits, when the credits roll, it plays the last note of music, and then it does 2 of Darth Vader's repetitions on his breaths. And that's been that way since 1999. So don't think that was new and added, because Chewie, you were all you just all
Well,
kinds
actually.
But it was the episode 1 special editions with the CGI Yoda versus the puppet Yoda. So but yeah, he slept through like half the movie. And in fact, I had to pick him up, and I was carrying him, and I was starting to walk out, and somebody said, I guess he didn't make it. And I was like, well, no nap and intergalactic politics. Neither one of those is a good combination. and then he wakes up and he goes, are we leaving? Is the movie over? And I'm like, yeah, we got to go. And can we get some more popcorn?
no,
we're leaving. Let's go. Okay. Anyway, all that being said, it was an amazing, amazing geeky weekend. And if you didn't get out and enjoy it, then shame on you and what's wrong with you. If you didn't get out and enjoy it in some way, shape, or form. I saw an awful lot of Star Wars shirts out there this weekend. I'll just say that.
Oh,
When
I'm pissed with UPS.
Why is that?
I had ordered
shirt.
the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary T-shirts.
Oh.
And they were supposed to be here before we left.
Oh.
Andy said he's seen the UPS guy drive right by our house. And I was like, are you flipping kidding? Because it said it was out for delivery, and he drove right by our house. So we didn't get it till the next day, Saturday. I was so pissed.
We had
but I'll be wearing it Thursday though.
See, Saturday
Nice.
I was supposed to get my Legos on Saturday because I ordered them on the 1st. And they kept delaying. That it was. I kept getting orders delayed. I still don't have them. Still don't. Now UPS is saying tomorrow for sure they will be here. So I'm like,
sure.
When my family and I were walking out of the theater, my mom, who has never seen a Star Wars movie, she asked me. She said,
"What?
Is Darth Sidious?" Yeah, she's never seen one.
Oh my god!
But she asked me. She said, "Is Darth Sidious and Palpatine the same guy?" And I said, "I guess you'll just have to find out." I can get you to watch Attack of the Clones.
Next time your mom does a cameo on this show, we're gonna have to shun her publicly.
Shame. Shame.
Either that or on Thursday night. So
yeah. Because she was like, they have similar noses and their voices sound similar. I went, oh.
But see,
well,
I don't know.
I tell you what, when we went originally, when it came out in theaters, and the theaters were packed, and of course I had all my kids with me, and of course they had watched Star Wars since they were born. But there were so many people because you could hear during Qui-Gon's funeral where Mace says, there's always two, one a master, one an apprentice, but which one was killed? And of course, they focus.
They go right to it.
Yeah. And you hear, I could hear people behind me saying, wow, I wonder who it is. Okay, these people have never seen Star Wars.
And see, that was the big thing, was because
I just took a sip of my tea. Oh my gosh.
That was one of our big things, was that, like, I knew people that would ask, so is who's Darth Sidious? Do we know who Darth Sidious is? I was like, yeah, it's Palpatine. How do you know that already? And I'm like, well, if you read Star Wars, you know that the Emperor's name is Palpatine. You know that this guy is going to be the Emperor, and logically, you can assume that the Sith Lord that is Palpatine is going to be that's who it is. I mean, how do you not know this? Obviously,
what do you mean Luke and Leia are brother and sister? They kissed.
Wow, that's going to be a shocker for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, she wants to watch
gosh.
them. I said, do you want to watch the original trilogy now or continue episodically? She said, I might as well continue episodically.
Oh,
said,
that's
okay.
that's a bad thing to do. You tell her she's watched
4, 5, 6 first. 4, 5,
No,
6.
no. You tell her right now she can go watch 4 and 5, and then go back and watch 2 and 3, and then come back and watch 6. Yeah, because 4 and 5, if 4 and 5 will, trust me, it works. I like the machete order.
No.
I like machete.
No.
I enjoy it that way. Anyway, all right, let's talk about the X-Men. Oh, you know what? We've sat here and talked about all this fun we had all weekend long. We haven't not done our theme song yet. Let's get our theme song going, and then we'll talk about the X-Men. How about that? Yeah. Yay! So, all right, X-Men. Because this is the last 3 episodes of this, right? Are we on the last? Is this the final 3?
Yes, it is.
It's the final 3 episodes of this this particular series. I was actually looking on IMDb. Did they haven't done a? I haven't seen anything about a. I know they're doing a. Well, IMDb has the 2nd season listed already, but I haven't seen anything about them greenlighting a 2nd season yet. Have you heard anything?
Well, I know
I heard 2 and 3 were already in works.
I heard the guy who got fired. I forget his name.
Bo DeMaio.
The showrunner. He had already written season 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, as far as whether or not they're going to do it, maybe they'll announce it at the end.
Maybe
that is true. Yeah,
they have a
X-Men will return
post-credit scene. So, okay, so we had X-Men's Tolerance. What was it? Tolerance is Extinction, Part 1. Am I correct? Did I say that right?
Yes.
With Deadpool and Daredevil. I'm kidding. We did have some cameos in this one. Let's see initially, and we'll start with the big one. What I thought was the big one. We had Morph turned into the Juggernaut. We had a Spider-Man cameo. We had, and it wasn't. They weren't. They didn't say anything. They were just there.
Yeah, you don't know which one it was.
We don't know.
But it was the 1990 Spider-Man,
It was the
though.
90s. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
We had Silver Samurai. What is his name? It's not Starfire. I can't think of his name. It's the with the blonde hair and he's got the whips that come out of his arms.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I can't think of his name. There's so many.
I can't think of it either, yeah.
I don't know the comic characters to help you out.
That's okay. Shatterstar, maybe that was it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Anyway, so basically what it boils down to is that you've got Cable and Jean and Scott, yeah, all trying to make like a family, like they know what they're doing.
Road trip.
Yeah, we're gonna go find out about Bastion. Go find out his history and where he came from, what he's doing and what he's up to. If you see me looking down, I'm trying to find that. Trying to find that mutant.
I tell you, my favorite character in this series is Nightcrawler.
Yeah?
I like him. I loved him in the movies. I thought he was fantastic. And in this one here, where he helps Wolverine out, I thought it was great. Yeah, I love Nightcrawler.
But
he's part of one of the best opening scenes in comic book movie history in X2.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that. I've got a call. Honestly, if you ask me, and a near flawless movie as far as a comic book movie goes, and it's not even Marvel, and that's really sad. I would say The Dark Knight. That's probably my all-time favorite
Batman
comic book movie. And
I agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, there's not going to be anything much to touch that. And the opening scene on that one was just awesome. When they're robbing that bank, thought it was great. So,
and the guy turns to who ends up being the Joker, and Joker kills him, and so he gets his share.
Yeah, he gets all of it.
Awesome.
The guy who hired you, just
the guy's like bus driver, and the bus hits him. Yeah. Bus driver.
That's great. No, I killed the bus driver. So anyway, no, okay, fine, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler. I've never really been a big, huge fan of Nightcrawler. I mean, even
in the movies.
Even in the movies, I never really. I don't know. He didn't appeal to me. I don't know what it was. It just. Now Wolverine. I liked Wolverine. A teenage boy like me loved Rogue. She had huge.
Oh gosh,
tracts of land.
You know what?
No, didn't you see Monty Python and the Holy Grail? She's got huge tracts of land.
Oh, gosh, I'm gonna start using that now.
There you go. Go watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail. But anyway,
instead of saying my usual enormous.
Yes, exactly. But just Nightcrawler never really, and a lot of people liked him because he's blue and he can teleport and he can use his tail for cool things. And I was like, woo, he can teleport. Ooh.
Well, I don't know. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Alan Cummings played him, at least in the first movie. And I've always been a fan of him, so maybe that's why I like the character so much.
Oh, yeah, actually, I think you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah.
Well, I just watched that a couple weeks ago.
So did I.
I did too. Actually, I started Daredevil tonight. I watched X-Men again, and then I noticed that Daredevil was on Disney Plus, and so I started that one too. I'm not talking about the TV show. I'm talking about the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner. That's a guilty pleasure movie. I liked it. I don't care what anybody else
liked
said.
it.
I liked it. You didn't like it? Well, piss off. I enjoyed it. It's a guilty pleasure movie for me. I enjoyed
Shun.
it. It's not the greatest superhero movie ever, but it was fun. So
I enjoyed it.
And I like Michael Clark Duncan. What's not to like? And I like Colin Farrell. Again, what's not to like?
Yeah, I don't know if I
Jon
liked his
Favreau.
bullseye.
And Jon
Yeah.
Favreau, yeah.
He's
what's
all
not
over
to
the
like?
MCU.
Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was in that movie. Jeez. How can you sit there and say that's a bad movie? But anyway, so they're trying to find out Bastion. She's using her, her psychic ability. She'll touch the pictures and find out what's going on. And then all of a sudden, Mom turns into Mom. They're at his house. They thought it was like a stronghold. No, this is just a neighborhood. And that Mom scene reminded me of in the first Ace Ventura movie when he goes to Dan Finkel's house, and Finkel's mom is, oh, he was such a good boy, and oh, look at him, it's a football nut, and he was laces out, and she's got all, but it says like "Die Dan Die" all over everything, and he's got these horrible pictures, and it's like, oh, he was such a clever little artist, he was so good, blah blah blah, and I was like, you're crazy, lady, you're out of your mind. And then, of course, she turns into a Sentinel, and then the whole town turns into Sentinels, and everybody's trying to escape. And I don't understand. They were being blasted. They were being shot at. Scott shoots his eye beams at him, and they stop long enough for them to let them take off in the jet. And I'm trying to figure out why didn't they blow up the jet?
Yeah, because there was quite a few of them that actually jumped on the jet.
Mm-hmm. I'm overanalyzing things, maybe. Well, we need the show to have it. They gotta jump the car out of the back of the jet so they can have a cool road chase. Which they do. They have an awesome road chase, and Gene's driving one of the worst lines of all time. Let's show them that the summers are let's show them what it's like to deal with the Summer family. And I'm like, oh God, that's just horrible.
Seems like when your mom says,
that's just terrible. And it came out of Scott's mouth too. So Jean drives with her telekinetic powers. Scott shooting everything in front, Cable shooting everything behind. Again, it doesn't make any sense. And this holds true more to the Wolverine and Nightcrawler fight, because they're protecting Rogue at this point. Basically, like everybody who was infected with the Sentinel virus, is that a good word for it, is turning into Sentinels now and hunting mutants. And and they're fighting Rogue, but they're like cutting things like arms and cutting people in half and stuff like that. And they're just like growing back together. And it's like, okay, at some point you've got to stop. You got to realize this isn't working. We need to get out of here. We need to find somewhere else to go. I mean, Scott and Jean and Cable kind of had it right to where they're like, okay, we're driving. At least we're still driving. We're still moving. We're getting away from them. But you've got Nightcrawler, and I've got 6 reasons to stay a mutant, bub. And and I have 3 more. And here comes Nightcrawler with 3 swords, 2 in his hand and 1 in his tail, which is our picture behind us there.
It was cool.
Someone has to sing the main intro song. Andrew.
Uh-oh. I don't know the lyrics.
There's no lyrics.
I was gonna say, does it have lyrics?
No, there's no lyrics.
No, I know.
Yes.
No, I'm just being silly.
Yes.
It's just there's no lyrics. Yeah. Da-da-da.
You can always make up some lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your assignment for next week, Andrew.
Yeah, we want lyrics.
I don't sing. I don't sing. Only in my car when the radio is super loud.
And the windows are up and the radio is loud.
The windows are vibrating.
So anyway, yeah. And then you've got Jubilee and I can't even remember his name.
The Sunspot.
Or
something like that. Sun.
Yeah. They come up and they're again dumb lines. Mom's having a fundraiser for Genosha, and she says something like, "What is it? I'm pissed off, and you have a trust fund. Let's go shopping."
It's Jubilee, and I don't like her. So
we've got crummy lines just spewing forth at this point. And
did George Lucas write this show?
Yeah,
sorry, George.
I'd say tune in next week.
Don't like sand.
Tune in next week. Scott's gonna say I don't like sand.
Yep. So they've got they're getting chased. Of course, they crash their mom. The mom is some kind of I don't like the mom. I don't think you're supposed to like her, but her if you missed it last week, hers was okay, you're a mutant. Now we need to find some kind of way to hide that fact. You know, you can't be seen out in public like this, and it would be bad for our image, kind of thing. Blah 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 blah. Then they have a party, and they're having the party, and Jubilee and Sunspot show up, and they're quick. You got to hide us. They're chasing us, and we're not here to hurt the mutants. We're just here to
take them.
Oh, I think you need to go with them. And it's like, that's a kid. Oh, Jubilee's costume changed, by the way. Did you notice that? She bought the new.
Pay attention to her.
She bought the new black outfit. She kept the dumb yellow rain slicker. It's like, yes, let's just keep the thing that makes us stick out in a crowd. I'm wearing a raincoat in sunny weather. You'll never notice me.
I'm just a kid. It always happens to me.
But somebody had said, I think it was last week, something about we're going to have like 1 or 2 more costume changes. So maybe Jubilee got
the whole team is getting one.
Are they? I hope it's not too drastic.
That's what I've seen. Is that all? Yeah. That by the end, all of them will have
something else interesting was brought up when Cable goes black leather. Yeah. So they look like the movies.
Yeah.
Something else interesting was brought up by Cable though too, because he says that I tried to go back further to stop it all from happening, and in every timeline, this is going to happen. This happens no matter what. I can't stop this. It's got to happen. So no matter what reality I'm in, no matter what timeline I'm on, so they're already trying to mix the multiverse into what's going on with the X-Men. And again, you know, we can sit and theorize all day long. Is this where they tie that's the big question on everybody's mind. How are they going to tie the X-Men into the rest of the greater MCU? Where is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When are we going to get to see the X-Men in this? It'll happen when it happens, folks. Just they kind of know what they're doing.
Stay calm.
Kind of. Let them
Sometimes.
sometime.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eternals was definitely a mistake, but you know, Thor: Love and Thunder was really bad.
Just
really
bringing
bad.
that up offends me.
Yeah. So, but anyway, for the most part, they know what they're doing. Let's see what else happens. Beast's reporter friend turned into a Sentinel. Everybody's turning into Sentinels now. They use they're using oh no, I can't even think of it. What's Professor X's brain thing?
Cerebro.
Cerebro. They're using Cerebro to hunt down what the Sentinels are, and it's the lights are going off all over the place, and it's like, oh, they're all over everywhere. Now what do we do? And then, of course, at the very end, Professor shows up, crashes back to Earth, takes his helmet off. Oh, no, back up just a little bit. Back up. Because you had the one lady who's working with Sinister and Bastion, and she kind of is looking at it, and she's like the doctor in the Bad Batch stories, like, well, I thought this was a good thing, but now that I'm looking at it, it's a bad thing, so I need to do something to stop it. And so she turns Magneto loose, even though he won't talk to her at all. He turns her loose, or she turns him loose, and he goes up, I guess, to the pole and sets the magnetic North Pole and sets off
Kind of like a pulsating.
Yeah, an EMP blast of some kind. But basically, it kills everything, anything electrical. And so all the Sentinels are gone at this point. And the mansion is blown up, it's on fire, and here comes Professor X. And I'm reminded again of that line from, I think it was the first Deadpool. What is it, the flashy yellow costumes, or the fact that our mansion blows up every 2 or 3 years or so? Mansion blowing up is good for you. It builds character.
I must go to family. Oh, that sounded not Russian at all.
But yeah, Charles shows up and everybody's excited. To me, my X-Men. And we wait for part 2. I think Debbie is frozen.
I am?
Oh, it's either that or you're taking a really long drink out of
Say
that.
hi.
Oh. Yeah. Or maybe I'm frozen. Am I frozen?
Are you okay, Debbie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Twice if you need help.
That's an awful long drink you're taking there. Your picture seems to be locked up.
Oh.
Oh, there you are. Now you're back.
I was gonna say my signal looks good, so I don't know why I froze.
Now you're back. We kind of learned that Sinister. It's hard to tell who's pulling whose strings, because Cable said that Sinister is working for
Bastion.
Sinister's working for Bastion, but is working for Bastion. But Sinister seems to think that Bastion is working for him, or that he created Bastion, so he's kind of the one pulling the strings and in charge.
Well, somebody's in for a big surprise.
Like I said, you watched the credits like 2 weeks ago, maybe. Not Apocalypse. Darkseid, not Darkseid. Yeah, it is Apocalypse, not Darkseid. Apocalypse. Apocalypse is in the credits at some point. So a scene with him is in the credits. So I'm gonna have to think that maybe he makes an entrance toward the end of this. So, but he says to me, "My X-Men," and of course it's uh, Jean and Cyclops and Storm. He left Jubilee out of there because Jubilee's captured, but Beast and Wolverine and Morph are all still there, so he doesn't need to call them. Oh, and Magneto has declared war, if you will, by shutting off all the electricity on the planet. But just a brief synopsis. Did we miss anything, Debbie?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm anxious to see. I wish they would have put all three of these big 3-parters. When we were kids, we had to wait for them, and I get that. But sometimes I wish they put these big 3-parters all in one.
Out at once. Yeah.
I'll put them all 3 out at once. Yes, so we can get the whole story. Although I'm glad they didn't do that because that would have been brutal talking about all 3 of them. I mean, I guess you just
we
talk
still would
about
have had
it
to
all.
have broken up, I think, weekly.
Either that or you just talk about it all as one big story versus 3 separate issues. Anxious to see what happens. Is Magneto a bad guy now? Is he a good guy? I guess we'll see.
Is he right?
Is he right? Is he wrong?
Everybody's saying Magneto was right.
So, that being said, we're looking forward to next week. Actually, the episode drops on Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're looking forward to Wednesday.
Yeah, looking forward to Wednesday. Find out part 2. So, shameless plugs. What do we got tonight, Debbie?
Tuesday night we have the Sith Dominion. Dr. Nina has a special guest, DJ. Hold on, let me look. DJ Elliott, I believe it is.
I
think he posted it in the AV earlier. Yeah, DJ Elliott. Evidently, he does a lot of the DJing for a lot of the not celebrations, Comic Cons and stuff like that. Never heard of him, but evidently he's been around for a while. He does have an Instagram, so it's under the DJ Elliott. Wednesday, I assume we have episode of War of the Stars.
They had a booth.
Probably.
Did you see that? So on Free Comic Book Day, they released their TikTok. On Free Comic Book Day, I guess their comic book shop had like booths with vendors in them outside the comic book shop, and War of the Stars had their booth and was handing out, I guess, merch or swag or something. I don't know, but they had a booth.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. I thought they were just
the TikToks. Go watch Geek News Now's TikToks. I made one, and it was amazing. I edited it all together and put music to it and everything. It was really cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thursday we'll be back talking about Tales of the Empire. Almost said Jedi. Tales of the Empire that dropped Saturday, 6 episodes. And then Saturday is the Geek Gauntlet. I feel like I'm missing something.
War of the Stars. Nope.
No. Maybe I've got it all. Okay. Never mind.
I think we're good. I don't think anything special's happening. Andrew, do you have anything shameless plug wise?
I can't really think of anything other than I'll be here Thursday.
Oh, Debbie remembered. What did we forget, Debbie?
I didn't. Well, it's not a plug, and I think
No.
I sent it to you about Carlo.
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito.
Thank you. I can never remember his name. Being
Mhm.
cast in the MCU, and so now everybody's trying to figure out who he's going to be. I'm very excited because he always plays such a great evil person.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna be at
Mhm.
FanFest in June. If they haven't announced it by June, that would be
David's gonna be like, "What do you know?"
exactly. You're darn right I am. I'm gonna be like, hey.
Instead of hi, hello, how are you? What do you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's been speculations like Professor X, but he said he didn't want to be in the wheelchair. He would want to be the walking Professor X. Some have speculated Doom, which I think he's too old for that. But he could make a really good Kang, an older Kang.
Since we have to replace Kang anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what's his name?
I think he would
Jonathan
be a
Majors.
great Kang.
I know he said recently he'd like to play an original character, but I don't know how likely that is.
Maybe he's Wolverine.
I think he'd make a
Lord.
good Kang, though. I do agree. I do agree with that.
What? He couldn't be Wolverine?
Mm,
All right.
no.
All right. I don't have any shameless plugs other than I'll be at FanFest in June. I'm excited about that. It's going to be amazing. Check out our TikToks. We've got 2 or 3 TikToks that went up this weekend for Free Comic Book Day, for Star Wars Day. TikTok was very active this weekend. So don't forget to check out our TikToks. Check out our Facebook page, and Instagram page. All of our TikToks are all over on there too anyway, so you can watch that. If you're watching here on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, mash that bell for notifications so you know when we do go live, because when we do Comic Cons and things like that, we do go live. And if you're not being notified, you don't know when we go live. You can't see our beautiful faces when we sit there and say, "Hey, we're here in Dallas and we're having a good time. Where are you?" So make sure you mash that button. Check out geeknewsnow.net. A lot of great articles going up there. A lot of good content going out there. Come back next Monday for MCU Mondays. We're talking, hang on, Tolerance is Extinction, Part 2. I don't know what it is with that title. It's just
It's a weird title.
You got it right. Good job.
I know I got it right. That's why I paused for a minute. So I gotta let my brain catch up because there's some big words in there.
Tolerance of Daredevil.
Tolerance of Daredevil and Deadpool. He don't speak English good like you and I do. I am Groot. That's all we need. I am Groot, Part 2. All right. Y'all have a great, great week. We will see you all next week right here on MCU Mondays. Take it easy, y'all. Bye.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language. I know. For gosh sake, watch your language. That's not going away anytime soon. You bet your ass.
Steve, you said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff? Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?